Hello. I have never done this. Okay. Hi. I've never done this before. I'm just testing it out for a first time. I'm going to be reading a chapter a day of the Age of Innocence every day at 3 o'clock. It's our 24 now today. I'm doing this because I don't know how long I'm going to be without seeing a lot of the people that I really love and really enjoy spending time with. Besides, of course, my family, who I'm going to be spending a lot of time with. So I think it's a really cool way, hopefully, to get to interact with people who I will miss, or maybe not, or maybe I'll just be reading this into the stratosphere. But hey, maybe someday somebody will get to rewatch this and it will be useful to them. So today I'm just going to try reading just the back cover of like basically a summary of the Age of Innocence, and to talk a little bit about Edith Wharton, who I think is really cool. Um, I wanted to read The Age of Innocence because when I read it, probably in high school, I was like immediately like, "This is my favorite book." Like, there's like this is it for me, um, which is really cool. And it's like Edith Wharton was the first woman to win a Pulitzer Prize, and she was the first like true female great American novelist, which is really awesome and inspiring to see. So I wanted to read her work because I wanted to get to re-experience it because I've actually never gone back and reread it, even though I call it my favorite book. And I just wanted to get a chance to share that with people because classical, quote unquote, literature can be very limiting because it's tough to get through. It's really thick and sometimes gross. And like, I think it would be great to get to sit down and like, listen to that, and I don't know, you can listen to this before you go to sleep or not, or never. I just kinda wanna put something out there and do something with my time. So, hopefully I'm gonna click away from this page, don't know what that's gonna do to me. Hopefully nothing, but, here is a summary of The Age of Innocence, and I'm trying this with this microphone, and then I'll try it with a different by taking my, ripping the headphones out and trying it that way. Not sure which one's gonna work or which one we're gonna go with. Okay. About the Age of Innocence. One of Edith Wharton's most famous novels, the first by a woman to win the Pulitzer Prize, exquisitely details a tragic struggle between love and responsibility in Gilded Age New York. Newland Archer, an aristocratic young lawyer, is engaged to the cloistered, beautiful May Welland. But when May's cousin Ellen arrives from Europe, fleeing her failed marriage to a Polish count, her worldly and independent nature intrigues and unsettles Archer. Trapped by his passionless relationship with May and the social conventions that forbid a relationship with the disgraced Ellen, Archer is torn between possibility and duty. Wharton's profound understanding of her characters' lives makes the triangle of Archer, May, and Ellen both urgent and poignant. An incisive look at the ways desire and emotion must negotiate the complex rules of society, The Age of Innocence is one of Wharton's most moving works. So that is a summary of The Age of Innocence, or a back of the book cover. I don't really like the back of this book's cover. It's not quite enough. It also, my mom bought this copy after the movie came out. So this is the cover, even though they never do that in the book, which irks me. Uh, but yes, that was a summary. And then I'm going to try this one without my headphones, and we'll see which the audio is better for. So let's try this. Okay. This is just about Edith Wharton from the book itself. America's most famous woman of letters and the first woman to win the Pulitzer Prize, Edith Wharton was born into one of the last leisured class families in New York City, as she put it, in 1862. Educated privately, she was married to Edward Wharton in 1805, and for the next few years they spent their time in the high society of Newport, Rhode Island, then Lenox, Massachusetts, and Europe. It was in Europe that Wharton first met Henry James, who was to have a profound and lasting influence on her life and work.
Wharton's first published book was a work of nonfiction in collaboration with Ogden Codman, The Decoration of Houses, 1897. But from early on, her marriage had been a source of distress, and she was advised by her doctor to write fiction to relieve her nervous tension. Wharton's first short stories appeared in Scribner's Magazine, and though she published several volumes of fiction around the turn of the century, including The Greater Inclination, The Touchstone, Crucial Instances, The Valley of Decision, Sanctuary, and Descent of Man and Other Stories, it wasn't until 1905, with the publication of the best-selling The House of Mirth, that she was recognized as one of the most important novelists of her time for her keen social insight and subtle sense of satire. In 1906, Wharton visited Paris, which inspired Madame de Trencin and made her home there in 1907, finally divorcing her husband in 1912. The years before the outbreak of World War I represent the core of her artistic achievement, when Ethan Frome, The Reef, and The Custom of the Country were published. During the war, she remained in France organizing relief for Belgian refugees, for which she was later awarded the Legion of Honor. She also wrote two novels about the war, The Marne and A Son at the Front, and continued in France to write about New England and the Newport society she had known so well in Summer, the companion to Ethan Frome, and The Age of Innocence, for which she won the Pulitzer Prize. Wharton died in France in 1937. Her other works include Old New York, The Mother's Recompense, The Writing of Fiction, The Children, Hudson's River Bracketed, and her autobiography, A Backward Glance. So that's Edith Wharton. She's pretty cool. So that concludes my test for today. I think I can see that 0 people turned in, but that's okay because this has already felt better than doing nothing or just working in the same spot for hours on end. So hopefully this goes well, and I will see you here at 3 o'clock tomorrow. Adieu.